Hello, salutations. This is episode 6 of the brand new podcast, Discovered Voices. I'm Adam. Welcome to the place where I share the artists and creators I've discovered who may not be heard of anywhere else. Niche, independent, and pretty cool artists and creators. That's the stipulation, really. In this episode, the niche, independent, and pretty cool people I've reflected on are Larry Lurr and Huxlii. Larry is a creator and a bit of a community leader in the fighting game genre, and Huxlii is a Toronto singer-songwriter who champions a clever perspective. Each week, no matter what voices are discovered and shared on this podcast, music, gaming, animation, comedy, or even science stuff, it's rooted in an appreciation for a process, whatever that process may be, and an appreciation for reflection, the thing that leads to us sharing what makes the creators we discover so great. It's usually in the great things their work gives to the world. Larry Lurr creates video essays and live streams on twitch.tv and YouTube. YouTube is where I enjoy his knowledgeable perspective and leading voice in the competitive community of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This game is the fighting game in the fighting game genre, which is my favorite genre because of the instantaneous player interactions. You can choose a character that best represents you, your style, even your particular mood or state of mind on a particular day, and you fight an opponent. I love how focused the game experience is and how much personal expression there is in a game with a large roster of characters. Because of this, creators like Larry Lurr excel at live streaming and chatting through how they approach each match in real time. Those watching get a chance to chat live by typing in the chat bar on Twitch or when streaming live on YouTube. This experience involves chatting with other viewers or directly with Larry as he plays, because he may do something that inspires a question, offers some clarity on technique, or people simply want to cheer him on or send in a tip/donation because he's so skilled and fun to watch play. The game he creates these live streams and video essays for, the one I mentioned, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, has a huge roster of over 50 characters and has been enjoyed for almost 8 years since its release, so it's naturally rich with content. Even though I don't play professionally in tournaments, so I'm not an esports player, I enjoy learning how to best enjoy matches I have with random online opponents by tuning into Larry's live streams or watching one of his video essays on a particular character or technique. One video essay in particular that inspired me to reflect on his voice in this fighting game community is his most recent. At the time I'm recording this, on Monday, March 23rd, it's a video about controversial news in the community online, rather than about technique or characters in the game itself. Larry released the video the same week he celebrated his birthday, and just 1 week after the character Super Mario, the gaming icon, celebrated with fans worldwide Mario's birthday. So while the controversy itself is not a celebration, of course, there's still a lot of things aligning just in the world as this controversial news comes up. I say that because if it wasn't clear in the name at face value, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate includes many characters from the Super Mario Bros. Series that players can choose to go head-to-head with characters from other iconic gaming series. You can have Mario go up against Sonic the Hedgehog or popular Pokemon. It's an absolute action-packed fantasy. Players have their geeky dreams come true, so maybe all that power and fan service leaves them feeling too entitled and wanting even more control over players as they, in this case, leak personal info of individuals online. That's the controversial news that Larry was commenting on. What is clear is why the game has such a strong community and is played so frequently, even as an almost 8-year-old game. It's also clear why there would be controversy in the online community if someone leaked another person's personal information in the act of revenge. So people are very passionate about the game and how they play it and how they experience it. So taking revenge on someone, in this case, has gone too far. It's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. That's the saying. Leaking personal information, such as someone's photo and full name, is malicious intent. As Larry sums up in his video essay on the recent incident, someone leaked the personal information of 2 independent developers of a downloadable fan modification for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The leaker was displeased with the creation of the modification that allowed players to play the game online at a speed equal to offline, with less input lag, so they could practice or train with others more accurately if they choose to. Naturally, this means those who do not have the fan-based modification installed are sometimes at a disadvantage online, as they must play through any input lag they experience. And sometimes that's very random. It just depends on your connection and how seamless your connection is with a random opponent who could be on the opposite end of the globe. So if they experience input lag without the mod, their opponent may not, because their opponent may have the mod installed. Questions about the ethical use or the governance of such a fan-made modification in online ranked matches does arise. What goes without question, though, is how wrong it is to leak someone's personal information, even if you disagree with them creating a modification to a game you love, especially when the use of the modification between friends playing online can genuinely be a very friendly experience that improves gameplay between them, rather than someone gaining the advantage against strangers in ranked matches. Its use can be misused. Leaking personal info is always wrong, though. Regardless of how you feel about the situation or one that is similar, what allowed Larry to really take responsibility as a leader in this competitive game community is that he chose to interview the developers of the mod, whose info was leaked online. He did so while keeping their identities anonymous, of course, out of true respect. This was an act of legitimate journalism for me. To watch this happen in a gaming community was really professional. It was great that it happened and that Larry did it. It's not very common at all in the community of creators for this game series to make video essays or live stream content in the fighting game genre with like an editorial journalism lens on. It was really awesome to see it. The video is called They Were Doxxed. You can check it out for yourself on Larry Lurr's YouTube channel if you'd like to see it. Even if you aren't a fan of the genre or gaming in general, it's still a great way to get an insight into what goes on in an online gaming community and the type of situations that are legitimate news to uncover and unpack in a respectful way. Sure, the game involves characters from many of our childhoods, but when something serious like this happens, it's best to reflect on it like adults. I thank Larry Lurr for taking leadership and using his platform to give the victims a voice and amplifying them with his. Moving on to the second creator, artist, that is Huxlii. I discovered Huxley's music after seeing her play live in Toronto. This was right after the pandemic lockdowns. As I mentioned in other episodes of this podcast, local music and supporting it are very special to me. It's great to enjoy both recorded and live music. It's the true spectrum. I'm always impressed when I see someone play guitar and sing at the same time. And when the songs are great, it's even more enjoyable. When I turned to a streaming platform to listen to more of what Huxley played live, I dove into her first album called Scraps. Its album cover immediately spoke to me. Although I wanted to shake any associations of what was recorded as songs meant to be thrown out because the album was called Scraps, I'll admit the imagery was still a good focus. It's a white plastic bag on green grass with the text Scraps in orange. Seemingly, this text is on the bag as if it were the name of a grocery store. So simple, I knew I'd enjoy it. The 7 tracks on Huxley's first album, called Scraps, are as simple as the album image. No misdirects, and I love how straightforward and melodic everything is. All songs are powerful, even though they are less than 2 minutes long, so they feel short. When you look at the timestamps, I couldn't believe how short they were, but they don't feel like you're being cheated in any way. It doesn't feel like you're getting less. It's really quality instead of song length at this point when you're listening through it. None of the songs struggle to make their point clear. They're pure hooks and melodies too. Songs like The World's Not Allowed to End and Don't Drop Your Sword on the Subway playfully speak to the fantasy in the everyday, or at least some of the horrors that may prevent other artists from reflecting. That's what's great about music from individual artists sometimes, rather than music from projects from bands. They have a clear individual artistic voice. What I hear in Huxley's music that keeps me listening and on the lookout for new music from her is a sense of encouragement. There's a clever punk rock angle to a lot of her music. Whether it's electronic or acoustic, a majority of it feels like she's fighting against the urge to be complacent. We all have to express ourselves, and the more we encourage each other to do so, the more great work will be created, music or otherwise. There's a lot of growth in Huxley's music, from introspective acoustic guitar tunes expressing vulnerability or inadequacy to electro arena rock anthems. Things feel bigger on her most recent EP, called Odds and Ends, but Mostly Ends, which was released last year in 2025. That's 4 years after her debut album that hooked me. And I'm impressed that the music still sounds like an individual artist's project, even when the recording studio production feels bigger. Another gesture of growth is the song Pretty Boys Don't Die. I say that because it's a new version of the song called Pretty Boys Don't Die V1 from her debut album Scraps. So it's a nice callback, it's a nice maybe redo or re-envisioning. I originally enjoyed the dreamlike vibe of it on her first album, but this new version is retooled into being something even more anthemic and electro arena rock. The new version is actually the reason I describe her music as electro arena rock at times, because it goes so hard in that direction for me. It repeats the song title as the chorus, over and over like a melodic chant. Pretty boys don't die. Like we're watching gladiators duke it out, and we just sit there in the Coliseum or something as the listeners. Whatever the case may be, I think it's cool when musicians retool something or re-release a song that is a sequel to or spiritual successor to something before. It's not a remix, it's kind of just a reinterpretation of it by the same artist. It's an indication of the artist's exploration and growth when I get to experience it personally as a listener. From the album scraps to the EP odds and ends, but mostly ends, and some live shows in between, I've been able to enjoy Huxley's music and trust that she will have a clever, introspective approach to all of her upcoming music too. Discovering the voices of creator/live streamer Larry Lurr and Toronto singer-songwriter Huxlii has filled me with a lot of hope. Both are talented, clear thinkers and express their perspectives in ways that stand out amid immature or negative behavior in the world. I enjoy how they shine a light on what they believe in, whether it is through video essay integrity or the cleverness of their songwriting. This has been episode 6 of season 1 of the brand new podcast, Discovered Voices. I'm Adam_upside down. That's my creator name. You can support this podcast's growth by becoming a free or paid member on my Patreon. You'll find a link and further details in this podcast's description. Support is awesome. Thank you for listening. This has been for you.